Kick it off, Gage.
Welcome in, everyone, to episode 265. And let's get it going with the Fantasy 101 of the day. Making your team better. Part dos, trading. And it was only fitting we couldn't do the trading episode without Scott Melgren, a trade addict.
I'm the fantasy gardener because I'm just planting seeds everywhere I go.
You honestly hope when he calls you talking about a trade, he just has his pants on.
I even strategically named my team in our league this year, Scott Milgren, because I'm hoping I can trick someone into trading with me just based off of my name.
Name alone. It's a very good strategy, but that's not the strategy we're talking today. We're talking about encouraging trades and making trades. So if you want to make your team better, you can hit the waiver wire or you can make some trades. And trades there's an art to making trades. There's an art of the deal that needs to be done. Not only does the team,
where'd you get that from?
Reciprocating the offer have to want interest, but you need interest as well. So you really have to talk to your entire league. You have to feel out players. If you're going in with a narrow mind, like you just want this one guy, it's probably not going to happen. Okay. I mean, everyone wants this one guy. There's a million reasons why you want McCaffrey. You got to give the McCaffrey owner reasons why you should trade for him. Right. So trading is tough. You got to also find value where maybe the owner doesn't have that same value. So asking how said owner like Brandon ranks his running backs. And let's say you value a guy a lot higher than Brandon does. Target that guy. Go for that guy instead of having that narrow-minded tunnel vision trying to make a specific trade for one guy. It'll help your odds of success quite a bit. Or you could just be like Scott and just sling offers all over the board and see what sticks and make about 50 moves a year and never have the same team any given week.
It's a spitball approach, baby.
Also, if you're making a trade offer, make a fair offer.
Yeah,
there's so many bullshit offers that get sent around the league. And then some people get mad when you say no to them. And that is another thing. If someone offers you a trade or you're offering a trade and they say no, don't come at them and say your team's trash. Why not? Or call them an idiot or a dumbass, because that's going to make them never want to trade with you ever again. Happened to one of my leagues, and I won the ship that year. He wanted Peyton Manning. I said no. He said, why? Your team's trash anyways. You're not going to make the playoffs. Snuck in, won the ship. Odell Beckham's rookie year.
Art of the deal. You want to be not only a good salesman, but a good fantasy owner as well. So obviously the customer face, whatever you want to call it, having that good conversation so the team doesn't get insulted and that owner never wants to deal with you again. Like Scott makes a trade with an owner and the guy quits the league the next year.
Yeah, he's not even in it anymore.
I don't know how that happened, but some may say trade assault.
He's busy, Gage. He's busy.
Can I ask you all about trade morals here?
Yeah.
We did talk about this a little bit last week, but we can definitely get into it.
So I just, as a personal example, I received a trade offer about a week ago. It's still active.
About a week ago.
For they wanted Irv Smith for Dallas Goedert. And I still have it. And part of me wants to, but it's a good friend of mine.
Fuck them.
That seems like I would just give myself bad football karma going into the season if I give him an injured tight end that wasn't
tight end.
Yeah.
It's like pros and cons.
This guy
here.
should have canceled that trade. Don't leave trades out in the open for injured players, man. Trade that guy.
You have that out there, you get rid of it right away.
Yes, instant. As soon as you hear, if you were trying to trade for J.K. Dobbins and you were going to pay the farm, and then J.K. Dobbins tears his ACL, you don't make that trade no more. You cancel that bitch. Get it back. That is how you make your team worse, not better. That'd be making your team a lot better.
So you don't think it's
trade
like against fantasy morals to do that?
He offered it to you
pre-injury,
but it's still there.
Cancel that.
Now
trade,
the other
man.
question, I saw this. I saw this yesterday.
Not our league. I don't have Irv in our league.
I saw this the other day. Somebody had sent a trade for an injured player, knowing the player was injured. Like he sent the opposite way. So he had J.K. Dobbins and he was making an offer for Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor owner didn't realize the injury happened, hit accept.
Oh.
Where do you sit with that?
Ooh, that's shady. Like you just hear the news, it's breaking within 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's shady. I think that
you
could
send
be
that offer out.
That could be.
I don't know how
you're
soon it was.
watching
It was
a
a Twitter
preseason
thing.
game and you saw it. I mean, if you're watching it live and you send that's shady. And like Star's point, you're building up bad fantasy karma.
So
Right.
what about in this Irv Smith situation where Irv, in it, for instance, could come back, but we don't know the severity. He could be out 6 to 8 months, possibly, or 4 to 6 weeks. So you could still say, I like my tight end situation enough to want to go after Irv Smith if he comes back. So when they sat there and they made that trade for Dobbins, they didn't know Dobbins was done for the year. It was assumed.
I mean,
Everybody would have
knee
assumed
injury.
it, but still, there's that viable option that he could have came back before Test came back, concluding it.
Yeah,
I think at the point specifically to Irv Smith right now, you got to wait and see.
up?
Because if it's that 6 to 8 month number, nobody wants to trade for that
no.
in a yearly.
no.
If it's that 4 to 6 weeks, and you make it,
He might be
everybody
playing
knows.
week 1.
Yeah, I mean, Carson Wentz just got surgery on his foot a few weeks ago. He was supposed to miss the first week of the season, and the dude's practicing.
Oh,
So-
Yeah, he's on the IR now.
Well, he's on the COVID list, which is only 5 days, but
Oh shit.
he's going to be playing week 1 if he doesn't get injured again. So I think with Irv Smith, you got to wait and see the surgery, see how it comes back. It sounds like he can either go short term, which would be the 4 to 6, or get a long term surgery, which would be 6 to 8 months. If I'm him, I go short term.
He needs to prove something.
Yeah.
Real quick, my last 2 cents on trading. Each team should feel like they're both losing.
No, winning.
Or both winning. That's preferred.
You both want to feel like you're winning. That's
If
a good
both
trade
teams feel
gauge.
like they're winning, that's a good move. If both teams feel like they're losing, that's also a good move.
That's
in my
okay.
book.
That's better than one team
Yeah.
feeling like they win and one feeling like they lost.
You
Or
don't want to trade assault anyone. They should be fair trades. Both
wow,
losers, both
it
winners.
depends. It depends who they are.
Yeah, how they say it.
We made
Sure.
a pretty fair one. I don't recall who it was.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the more fair trades.
It's
It was
all
like
the
Lev
consent
Bell.
Scott
It was
needs.
like Lev Bell for wide receiver. It was a running back for wide out flop.
It was 2 flops.
Oh yeah,
that we
you're right.
traded for each other.
Yeah,
and
you're
that's
right.
where you both felt like losers. That's what I mean.
Well, we both ended up being losers. Neither of us won it that year. So, I mean, at the end of the day, especially in yearly leagues, trades, the best way to get a trade done is not through the trade manager in the app. The best way is to actually reach out to the person and talk to them, because what you
Feel
get a
them
lot
out.
in those trade managers is you shoot a trade to somebody. And for me, for instance, I never shoot my best shot right away. I'll be like, hey, I'll give you fucking this and that for this guy. And he'll be like, well, I like this guy on your team. And you're like, all right, well then let's make it the guy you like for the guy I like and put some fillers in to get the job done.
Get the Legos that you need
Yeah.
to make this a build.
But generally it takes at least 2 to 3 kind of back and
and-
forths before you start to get somewhere. Or sometimes people are just like not for sale, which in yearly leagues I think is stupid, but that's besides the point.
There is a lack of trading in my dynasty league or
Yeah.
keeper league.
I don't like.
That's
I hate
tough.
that. It's hard because one of the quickest ways, speaking dynasty wise specifically, the quickest ways to turn your team around is trades. It can do it. Drafts only come once a year. Trades can be made anytime.
The one trades that we do get is the people who sell the farm that aren't going to make the playoffs to the playoff teams in hopes that they're going to buy with their future picks the championship. It doesn't work all the time. Sometimes Star Lamar sneaks along there with his drafted team and wins.
He takes it to the house.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of leagues have that trade deadline, so it's tough to narrow it down who's going to be a playoff team and who's going to be a fucking flopper and wants to sell all their assets.
You should absolutely have a trade deadline, though.
Trade deadlines are
Absolutely.
needed.
Yeah.
The other thing too is make that trade deadline. I'm trying to remember the right time, like right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
You want it to be pretty
week 8,
late.
9,
You
Somewhere
do
in
want
there.
it to be
right
pretty late.
before the push for the fantasy playoffs, and yeah,
Would you
still
push
got
it
enough
back?
time where you got
Would you push it back this year since we have that
one
extra week? So now you're starting playoffs week 14. So would you go to like week 10?
I would still
And give
keep it
yourself
around
3
that
weeks?
week 8,
Week
9, 10
8,
range.
9, 10. Yeah, somewhere in there is a good window.
And another thing, don't have trades to where the league can vote to veto.
No
them.
vetoes.
That's
Fuck
the worst
veto.
thing ever. It's
Go
terrible.
right into Gage's raid. No,